Good morning, everyone. This is your friend, Servite Friar Father Richard Boyle, here in Rome in the Trastevere district. And this is a very old and traditional area of Rome. It is very, as we say in Italian, caratteristico, typical, characteristic of a very traditional old Roman zone. Now, our college of Sant'Alessio Falconieri is only perhaps a 10-minute walk from here, a little bit up the hill. So coming down to the Trastevere is very easy, and it's also extremely historic. It's Saturday morning. It's about 11:15 a.m. There's just lots of people out. There are people dining in the little cafes, having a coffee. There are a lot of little stores around here. I'm going to walk us through this little open market this morning. It's not huge, but it's very, very lovely. I can see just in the distance, and I'm going to walk closer so that you can see as well, there are vegetables and fruits and the kind of thing that, we just don't have a lot of access to at home, but we all wish we did. And this is kind of almost a daily event here, I would think. So Saturday would be a big shopping day, but this is not something that would happen like once a month or just once a week. This would be here a lot because this is where Italians would just generally shop, not necessarily to go to any kind of a big supermarket, but would really just walk around here and pick up any of the local beautiful produce that's here. So here I am walking. Just look at the colors. Here we have apricots, strawberries, little oranges, apples, melons of various sort, bananas, and some exotic fruits. Buongiorno, buongiorno. I'm making a film. Aspetta per un momento. And the vendor was here just actually trying to put things in the basket for me. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Look at the beautiful cherries. Again, apricots, fruit. Eccolo.
Cherries, special.
Ciliegia. Oranges. I see garlic up there. There are eggs, onions, tomatoes, carrots, radicchio. And here's something. Look at the size of the radicchio. The little tiny ones we get at home are just, I'm going to say, worthless. But here they're beautiful. Now we're moving over to the vegetables. Here are some little of the small cherry tomatoes. More tomatoes here. Good Italian parsley, leeks. Look at the peppers, the eggplants, of course, for a beautiful eggplant parmigiana. And look, I'm going to put my hand out here so that you can see the size of this. We call it finocchio, but anise. Look at the size. It's as big as my hand. It's huge, beautiful green beans, haricot vert. And then here's something which we hardly ever find is zucchini with the flowers on them, so that you can make all kinds of wonderful, delicious Italian dishes. I have to pick up my bags here. And this is all sort of on the opportunity. I'm going over here. Lettuces, herbs, broccoli, spinach, endive, artichokes. Oh my goodness, look at these artichokes. Oh my goodness gracious. Arugula, lettuces of various sorts. And on the other side, again, more vendors over here. Look at these tomatoes. The colors are incredible. More zucchini with flowers, mixed salads, herbs, tiny little green beans, cucumbers. Oh my goodness. I just don't want to go anywhere else. I just want to stay here forever. Look at these gorgeous cherries. I'm not talking a whole lot because I'm so speechless. And those of you that know me know that that is a miracle in and of itself. How could I even speak to describe all of this wonderful, wonderful produce that I'm seeing here? Again, just the colors, the watermelons, the grapes, avocados, melons again, strawberries, peaches, and some things I don't even know exactly what they are. These apricots, look at the color and the texture of the apricots. Fava beans, or borlotta in Italian. Here, fava on this side, asparagus, tomatoes, fresh peas, piselli freschi, incredible tomatoes, more tomatoes, again, huge artichokes, lettuces, potatoes. I have to show you these red peppers. They are at least 8 inches long. They're huge. Oh. They're very, very large. I was just told that I can't go in that way, so I'll go back out this way. And the Italians are very particular about where you can go. And also, it's very unusual to just pick up merchandise yourself. You basically ask the vendor to place it in the bag for you. You point to what you want, and then they'll place it in the bag for you. It's a very different kind of thing. We're used to, at home, touching everything and sort of sampling how things feel. That's more or less forbidden here. You point to what you want, you make a decision visually, and then you ask the vendor politely to put it in a bag for you. And of course, they're right on top of it and do that instantly. Again, more just absolutely beautiful produce. Just, again, the colors of the cauliflower. Look at that. Pure white. And some things I don't even know quite what it is. Some sort of an herb. It almost looks like a grass of some sort. Just beautiful. And then it looks like this gentleman over here is peeling basil. Oh yes, it is, because you know what? I'm standing 5 feet away and I can smell it. The basil perfume is unbelievable and unmistakable. Over here, another vendor. So it's just vendor after vendor. And this is a small market, my friends. This is really a small one. There would be public markets that would be a couple of blocks long that would be very common here in Italy. Here again, another market. I can't buy anything because I'm eating, at the college. But honestly, I want to buy everything and go home and cook. And those of you that know me, of course, know that I love to cook. So that was a little bit of the market. Here also, if you were interested in buying a bit of clothing, ladies, here is some choice out here. Now there's something very Italian, a dress that's all lemons. Look at this beautiful dress with lemons on it. I don't think you could find anything more Italian than that. Lots of colors. Lacy things. Casual tees and shirts of various sorts. I'm just walking through. Nothing, of course, for me here, but many of you ladies who might be watching today might see something. I think maybe you could just fly right over to Italy and buy something. Why not? Come join me. Come join me. That's partially the reason that I'm doing these videos, is that I feel that you are joining me here, but this is the best I can do by sharing what I see here. And since I love colors, look at the colors just there on the rack. Blue, kind of an ochre yellow, very off-white, a pink, black, brown, khaki, greens, blues, black, white. And if you ever thought you might get a little chilly, you can get something in a puffer style, but it's pretty warm these days. In any case, I'll go right through here and again look at the colors. The colors, the colors, the colors. This is the texture of Rome. The texture and the feel of Rome. So I'll walk over this way a little bit. Here is on the other side of this little piazza, the Piazza St. Cosmas and Damian. And here is a play area, Area Giochi Claudio. And you can see what's going on in here is that all of the children are playing, because in the city, of course, there's not a tremendous amount of space. So some space is left specifically for children to play and families. That's what we're looking at right here. And turning back, also dogs are very popular here in Rome. You see dogs everywhere. There's a great big beautiful golden retriever walking with his mom and dad. And here is a view of the piazza that I'm standing in right now. It's a rather triangular shaped piazza. And the buildings here are actually relatively new, but the piazza itself, and I just passed a church about 50 yards behind me, an old monastic church that actually goes back to the 9th century. That would be in the 800s. So we're talking an incredibly long time ago. So this piazza, this area, has been inhabited as a part of the city of Rome, not in the center of the city, but slightly to the outside of the city in those days. Now it would be considered very much central, but in those days it would have been slightly outside the city, because we're Trastevere, which actually translates as across the Tiber. Trastevere, across the Tevere, or the Tiber, as we would know it, the Tevere as it is called here in Italy. What a beautiful, beautiful place this is. A beautiful market. And, you know, because of its smallness and its limitation, it's really very manageable. I'll probably get a video at one point or another in one of the very large public markets in Rome, which is vast. I mean, it's just vast. It would serve the entire city, for example. So these smaller markets are very, very manageable. You can tell that people are out and about. They're talking, they're chatting, they're shopping, stopping for a coffee or a brioche, or I should say cornetto. I just passed a little restaurant. I took some still pictures of the signs outside, and it said in English, Italian food, and it specializes in seafood. So I saw something, I took a picture, I'll try to get it online somehow. It would shock a few Americans, but those of you with Italian tastes, you would ask me, oh, Father, let's go there and try that. I thought it was fantastic, but it looked like a hamburger bun, but instead of meat, obviously it's fish, but the specific fish that it was octopus inside of it. And you could see the tentacles there kind of curled up underneath inside the bun. And I thought, oh my goodness, if you've ever had octopus Italian style and you have Italian tastes, that would be a bite from heaven. Now, I'm going to bet you that at home in California even, it would be pretty near to impossible to find an octopus sandwich. Yep, pretty impossible. There might be some restaurants around. In fact, I know one up in Brea, California, that does serve grilled octopus, and it's really quite delicious, but it's in small bites. Here, it's a pretty common thing, and it would be served much more generously. Anyway, I'm going on and on and on because I'm totally fascinated with my visit here, and I'm going to end the video at the moment as I walk back up to the college today. I'm going to have my lunch on the other side of the house with the priests in the faculty dining room. I've been dining with the students for the past few days that I've been there, because that's the side of the house that I'm living on and that my room is in. But the most of the students are away today. They're taking a little trip, and I was told that the pranzo today would be with the faculty, with the priests, so I'll be with the, grown-ups? I'm laughing. Just guys like myself, a little bit older. Anyway, as I conclude this video, and of course, still a little bit high, I think, from the day of the election of the Pope on Thursday. This is now Saturday morning. I've been putting things on Facebook, and I still have videos. I took a lot of video on Thursday, and I will get that up onto the channel as soon as I can. So from Rome, from the Piazza of San Damian, here in the middle of the Trastevere, I bid you momentarily farewell, and may the Blessed Virgin Mary watch over you with Christ her Son. Till next time, bye-bye.